Welcome to Mishna study, Masechet Kilayim, Perek Gimel Mishnah He. Over here, we're going to continue on the theme, vegetables, speaking about the squash and the gourd. And over here, we're going to talk about planting them in one hole, right? So we know in general, you're not allowed to plant them side by side because they are so leafy that they may intertwine with each other. As we did mention in last Mishnah, some of the restrictions when it comes to squash and gourd. So over here, our Mishnah is going to have a chidush, and that is that we're allowed to plant them in one hole as long as we do something to them. And that is spread the leaves to both sides. So if we push the leaves to different sides, now it doesn't look like Kilayim. You have to remember, the Isur of Kilayim in Deoraita is planting them together, right? Over here, if they're in the same hole, as long as they're not planted together, right? You're not planting them literally together, right? Even if they're in the same hole, they could be pushed side, one leaves to one side, the other leaves to the other side, and that would be okay, because it doesn't look like Mar'it Ayin. There's no issue where it looks like Kilayim, and therefore it would be okay. So let's read the Mishnah. A person could plant squash and gourd into one hole. As long as the gourd is facing, the leaves, you tilt them to one side, and the squash, you go ahead and you tilt it to the other side, and therefore there's no Mar'it Ayin. The Mishnah uses these two plants. Why specifically these two? Because even though you're not allowed to plant them side by side with a little bit, as we mentioned in last Mishnah, right? There's restrictions, extra restrictions because of their leaves. Even so, you are allowed to plant them in one hole as long as you separate them as you tilt the leaves in both directions.